Hey team, Coach Dave here, and we are going to look at some things a little differently. Picked three specific moments of the game for us to look at and review. So let's dig into it. All right, 30% of the time when we restarted play from a throw in, a goal kick, or a keeper punt or throw, we touched the ball first. And that's incredibly low. Many of those times we touched the ball first, we still lost the ball in the second touch. This will be a point of focus going forward, not only in how we restart the game, but also in how we position ourselves and make ourselves ready for it. So if you can also look at it the other way around, 70% of the time we restarted play, the other team was first to the ball. And that's not a good way to win a game. Secondly, when the ball is in play, our positions have got to be active. They should change depending on where the ball is, where the opposition is, and where the space is. Too often we get caught being where we're supposed to be, where we think we're supposed to be, relative to the start of the game, that we ignore opportunities to be helpful to our teammates. And then thirdly, there's still a disconnect between attacking and defending as a team versus one or two players going into challenge or dribbling down the sideline and the rest of us watching and waiting. We'll look at this now and talk through how to approach things differently going forward. All right, so in this one right here, this is talking about distribution, restarting the ball. We're distributing from the back. In this case, the keeper has the ball, and she's going to play it. So the ball that coming from the keeper should be a time for us to secure the ball and play into their half, and instead we let them have it. We don't really pressure on the ball. I'm going to play that one more time. We don't really pressure on the ball until the pass is made from the person who gets the ball, and then it gets deep in our half. There's really no excuse for not running for that ball and attempting to win it in the air. Also, we've got to be aware of an easier option from these playouts to maintain that control. But in order to do that, everyone on the team needs to be paying attention to the ball and the possibility of receiving it. All right, here's restarting from a throw-in. And this one was super interesting to me. I love looking at this kind of stuff. So at the start of the clip, and this is a little bit hard to tell because of the coloration, but we've got obviously our player on the sideline. We've got one of our players toward the bottom right of your screen. And as it plays, let's see, we'll have another one running in right here. Okay. One of the ways that you can tell is based on sock color. So that's kind of convenient. All right. So when our player's running in, it gives their defender, so the person in white right in the middle of the field, she has to make a decision. Is she going to stay where she is or move toward our player who's running into the screen, which would have opened up space, all right? But instead, and she even makes a little move to go up toward her, we move toward that player, all right, making it really easy for her to defend and not move, compressing that space, and it makes our job harder. I ended the video a little early there, but if you go on and watch it, what you'll see is that we're dribbling into basically a 4-on-1. We lose the ball, and within seconds, that ball's back in our end zone. So what can we do differently? Let's diagram it out a little bit. So what you see here is this is where people roughly were at the start of that clip, okay? And as we play it forward, what you'll see is that instead of moving down, right, we can play the ball back to an unmarked player, all right? And then we have four people right on the sideline, some easy passes between them, of course, depending on what the defender does. Or let's say that defender decides to move to a position where she's going to defend the player up the field. It leaves a gap, and then we can play the throw in, but move into that space, okay? And then we're out on a dribble. You got to recognize those options. And this recognition will happen with more and more play time. But I do want to make restarting from dead ball situations, throw ins, goal kicks, punts, a focus going forward. We've got to do better at maintaining that control. Okay, let's talk about positioning in general. I don't know if you can see it. There's a ball in the air, slightly above the tree line to the left third of the screen, little white orb. We haven't seen the sun in a while, so it'd be easy to confuse it for that. But it's coming right down to the player number 28, right? We all know her. To the player in white on the left hand side of the screen. All right, look at their positioning relative to each other. Do they look? So you see 28. Look to the right, you see 47. Look just above 28, and you see another player in white. Do they look more or less likely to be options, easy options, when that ball comes down? Yeah, of course they do, right? It's just the way it is. Okay, put it in play. Right. And now here, the ball comes back out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9, 10. I see. So 10 of our players are more to the right of the screen. Or 9 of our players are more to the right of the screen, which leaves 2 players to the left of the screen. All right. So we are very lopsided in how we're playing this game, which is not necessarily a problem. Let me explain that. When you have 11 players, 10 players out on the field, if you're all moving toward one side of a field, it compresses that field and gives us several avenues of escape. But if 2/3 of the team moves to one side while the other players stay far to the right, then what it does is it allows the opposition to have more players relative to our team in one space. So we all have to play together and we have to fill those gaps. So in this particular instance, someone should have dropped into the space that the ball is in now. Easy to say in hindsight, but that's why we're looking at this kind of stuff. So the next time you see a giant gap in midfield, you can think to yourself, should I be in that gap? Should I be going there? And if you have that thought, the answer is yes, move there. Okay, so here's another diagram. This is kind of initially how that play looked. Okay, there's several opposition players that can be reached in an easy path from just a quick pass. She doesn't do that, right? She dribbles off to her right, our left-hand side of the field. But we are giving up the middle of the field entirely to the opposition. The neutral third, the offensive third. The only place that we really stack up deep is in our defensive third. Okay, so we do need to work on that as well. When the ball ends up moving to their right, we chase it from behind, pressure from the front, but that, like I said, left that large gap that no one fills. So the right-sided midfielder or the right-sided forward needs to come into that position. So what that would look like as it moves, see if I can get this thing running. All right, is that we have to anticipate. All right, once that ball starts moving to the right, we have got to, all of us as a team, shift. We didn't do a great job of that. They did. And it left a lot of holes and a lot of places where they can run through. So if we are all moving as a team, then we're outnumbering them. Because you can see there's more red dots than blue triangles on this screen, but somehow they maintain that control because we are not taking up the advantageous spaces. We are getting on top of each other. Okay. Again, these are things that we will work on going forward. I just want you to be aware of it. All right. Third, let's move on to playing like a team. We're playing individually, More one or two players engaging while the others look on and react. Okay, let's see how that worked in this clip. Okay, we have one pressing, another one in a position of help, but then this player left all alone. So we're not necessarily looking to be closing down those players who can get a pass, even if it's 20 yards away. All right. Whenever those moments of transition occur, whenever we lose the ball, we have got to be thinking, who am I covering? Where am I getting back to? Otherwise, you're chasing, you're behind on the play, and we can't operate like that. We have to be on the front foot, which means getting ahead of their passes. So this is just a basic principle of how to play in transition. It's something that's going to be more and more important as we go on. All right. Now, how do we play together? How have we played together? What does it look like when we play together? I'm going to end on a fantastic couple notes here. Okay. This is from their kickoff. All right. So you can see right now we're getting into those positions to cut off passes. That girl wants to pass out wide, but she can't. She has to go up the middle. Okay. Now it worked out, but we can press it. We get the ball back. We keep moving. All right. Do you remember maybe a few weeks ago that we watched a clip, and I think it was several minutes at least in, and the ball was still in our half. Well, this is the exact opposite, right? Their kickoff, we pressure, we play together, we're there supporting each other. We win a throw in and then a corner after this, deep in their half off of their kickoff. That's how to do it. All right, another one here. We're playing together. One player's delaying, another player's pressuring the ball from the back. We get the turnover, keep playing together, keep hunting the ball down. Okay. Let this one run. Play a speculative ball in, but we're chasing it. We're in the right spots. Allie's getting into a position that's helpful, right? Making another defender have to decide whether to stay or go. And what a shot. Yeah, great shot. All right. Last, we kind of blew up on how not to do our throw in earlier in this video. But now I want to show you how to win on their throw in. And this is top tier work. All right, first we start by engaging right off the bat, bodily engaging the player, right? That's a 50-50 ball when it comes in. It's not hers, it's not her foot. So yes, go in with the body. All right. Won that ball, results in a goal kick instead of them keeping up the pressure in our own half. All right. Shorter video than normal this time because maybe y'all might watch it. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. I really, really, really encourage everybody to watch the second half of the game. Focus just on your performance and let us know how you think you did in training this week or this weekend. Look forward to having a full crew for the game on Saturday. And good work, y'all. Keep it up.